Okay student, this is the second part of relations, actual relations. In last part I explained about Cartesian product of two sets. Okay, some results on Cartesian product. No relation. Generally in mathematics, while comparing two quantities, you are using the word relation. For example, these two are two quantities. While comparing these two, for example, x is greater than y, or x is less than y, or x equal to y, or x is not equal to y, or x is a brother of y, x is a mother of y, x is capital of y. Okay, these all are some examples for relations. While comparing two quantities, we are using the word relation. Okay, while comparing x and y, I used this relation, that is called greater than. Greater than is a relation, less than is a relation, equality is a relation, not equal to is a relation, brother of is a relation, mother of is a relation, is a capital is a relation. So these all are relations. These are not treated as mathematical relations. These are treated as mathematical relations. Means greater than or equal to, lesser than or equal to, not equal to. Okay, a subset, parallel, congruent, similar. So these all are mathematical relations. We are using these relations while comparing one quantity with another quantity. Now onwards, relation means comparison of one quantity with another quantity. So for example, Nana, observe here x greater than is a relation. 1 is greater than 0, 7 is greater than 2, minus 2 is greater than minus 100. Okay, so in between 1 and 0 I can write this symbol, it satisfies the given condition. In between 7 and 2 I can write this symbol. Between minus 2 and 10 I can write symbol. How? Means 1 is greater than 0 I can write, 7 is greater than 2 I can write, minus 2 greater than minus 100 I will write. Instead of writing like this, so what they are writing mathematicians, 1 comma 0, 7 comma 2 and minus 2 comma minus 1 are the relations satisfied by this condition. So set of ordered pair is a relation. Ordered pair is in a relation first of all. For example, 2 comma 3, there exists a relation between 2 and 3, that is I can say lesser. A ordered pair is taken, always there exists a relation between first component to second component. That's why every ordered pair is a relation from first component to second component. Okay, that's why mathematical definition of relation is a set of ordered pairs is a relation. Set of ordered pair is a relation. That is important. Definition 1 is every ordered pair is a relation. Definition 2 of relation, set of ordered pair is a relation. Set of ordered pair is a relation. So by using this actual definition of relation is derived that set of ordered pairs, for example, A is one set given, for example 1, 2, B is given as some 2 comma 3 comma 4. Ordered pairs are not there, no, here. A is elements, B have elements. No ordered pairs. You want create a set, you want define a set, you need ordered pairs. Ordered pairs are not there. So what I am doing? Just I am finding A cross B. A cross B means 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 2 comma 4. Okay. Now I have ordered pairs. What the definition is saying that every set of ordered pair is a relation. Okay, set of ordered pairs is a relation. For example, set of ordered pairs are taken 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3 taken. These ordered pairs are taken from a Cartesian product only, no? Directly can't take ordered pairs. Those ordered pairs should be from a Cartesian product only. That's why this is a relation from set A to set B. Okay, that's why every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. This is final definition for relation. Definition of relation from A to B. Every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. Every subset. Okay, every subset of A cross B is relation from A to B. See here, Let A and B are two non-empty sets. The set then any subset of A cross B is called a relation R from A to B. Here A is called domain range. I will later I will explain. First of all, relation is important. So every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. Take any ordered pattern. For example, 1, 2, 1, 3. These are taken from A cross B, and this set also subset of A cross B. I can name it as R1. Now I can say R1 is a relation from A to B. Okay. Take another set from that. Just I took 2, 2. So R2 also subset of A cross B only, no? So R2 has a relation from A to B only. So I will take R3, another one. Yeah, 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay, you can take 2, 3 and 2, 2. Okay. So R3 has a relation from A to B. So R4 is A cross B. Why A cross B? Every set is subset itself only, no? That's why A cross B also taken. That also relation from A to B only. R5 empty. The empty set is subset every set only. What definition saying that every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. That's why empty set also relation from A to B only. So R1 is a relation from A to B. R2 is a relation from A to B. R3 is a relation from A to B. R4 is relation from A to B. R5 also relation from A to B. But how many relations exist? How many subsets exist for A cross B? Those many relations exist from A to B. How many subsets exist from A to B? Actually, A cross B having how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 means 2 power 6 subsets exist for A cross B. Among these 2 power 6, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? There exist 2 power 6 relations from A to B. Every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B only. No? That's why there exist 2 power 6 relations from A to B. Among those 2 power 6, 2 power 6 means what? 64. 64 relations exist from A to B. Among these 64, these 5 are. These 5 are among 64. More 59 are there. Okay. So every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. And this is first definition. And the actual definition, final definition. Important thing. Observe student. Okay. R1 is a relation from A to B. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 3. First of all, if all ordered pairs of a relation followed by a rule, then that rule is called rule of the relation. See, these two ordered pairs are followed by general rule. No? What is the rule? First component is lesser than the second component. That's why what is the rule of R1? Rule of R1 is less than. Okay. So observe relation R2 nana, only one ordered pair. What is the common rule followed by ordered pair? Equality. So rule of relation R2 is equality. Okay. Take R3, 2, 3, 2, no common rule followed by this ordered pair. Means that there is no common rule followed ordered pair. There is no rule for this relation. The relation is given. Sometimes rule exists, sometimes rule does not exist. If rule exists, that is called rule of the relation or formula of the relation. So I can say that rule exists for relation R1, that is lesser than. Rule exists for relation R2, that is equality. There is no rule for R3. There is no rule for R4. There is no rule for R5. So every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. So here in this example, A having 2 elements, B having 3 elements. So A cross B will have 2 into 3, 6 elements. Automatically A cross B will have 2 power 6 subsets, 64 subsets. Every subset is a relation from A to B. Means that there exist 64 relations from A to B among these. So sometimes all the ordered pairs in a relation followed by a rule. The rule is called rule of the relation or formula of the relation. Okay. So here important thing is these two are important for us. A given, B given, A cross B confined. A cross B alone is taken as relation from A to B. That is called universal relation. A cross B is taken as universal relation. Okay. So because than that bigger subset won't exist, no. Than A cross B, there is no subset to A cross B, no? Okay, that's why that is called bigger subset of A cross B, that only the largest relation from A to B. Largest means number of elements in that. Okay, so pi also subset of A cross B, so pi also called relation from A to B. This relation is called empty relation. One thing. Okay, should observe none. Okay, here I want to write again, R1 is a relation from A to B. Okay. Or I want to take one more. What is the problem? Okay, I will take another R7 for example. 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 4, something like that. So R7 also relation from A to B. Okay. The set of first components of a relation is called its domain. Set of first components of a relation. See, this 1, 2, 2. By using 1, 2, 2, we want to create a set. That set is called domain of this relation. Domain of R7. Domain of R7 is set bracket 1 comma 2 comma 2. In sets elements won't repeat, no, 1 comma 2. Set of second ordered pairs of a relation is called range. Range of R7 is 2, 2, 4, 2, 4. Understood? Listen all of you. A is one set, Nana. B is another set. Two are non-empty sets. A cross B you can find. You get some element. Every subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. So, for example, one of the relation is R. The set of first components of all ordered pairs of this relation is called domain. Set of second components of all ordered pairs is called its range. Important thing is what happened, 1 comma 2 is a subset of A only, no, actually equal, but sometimes subset only, no. So range is subset to A, sorry, domain is subset to A, range is subset to B, means A, all the relation, these R1, R2, R3, these all the relation from A to B only. Okay, range of R1, sorry, domain of R1 is subset of A, range of R1 is a subset of B. This is the definition of domain and range. Okay, students, now I want to read the definition. Let A and B are two non-empty sets. Then any subset of A cross B is called a relation R from A to B. Here A is called domain and B is called the codomain of R. So range is different, no? Just I want to clarify. Yeah, R is a relation. Set of ordered pairs of A is called domain. Set of second ordered pairs of R is called range. But here B is called codomain of the relation. Okay, that is the difference, range and codomain. So range is a part of codomain. A and B are two non-empty sets. Then any subset of A cross B is a relation from A to B. A is called codomain, domain, and B is called codomain of the relation. The set of all second order elements in R is called range. So clearly range is subset of codomain. Okay, range is subset of codomain. Here given a relation may be represented algebraically either by the roster method or by a set filter form. Sometimes you can write all ordered pair, for example 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4. What is the rule for all ordered pairs? No, that is equality. Sometimes this relation can be written in the set filter form, such that what you can write x comma y, such that x equal to y. I can write like that. Okay. Next. Yeah. Every subset of A cross A is said to be a relation on A. In previous example, I took A and B separately. No, you can take A and A also. A given as 1 comma 2. A cross A also you can find. No, A cross A having 4 elements. Again you want to take A, 1 comma 2. A cross A. So every subset of A cross A is a relation from A to A, or simply you can say relation on A. Every subset of A cross A is said to be a relation on A. A having m elements, B having n elements, then A cross B will have mn elements. Total number of relations from A to B is 2 power mn. Similarly, B to also another 2 power mn. Okay, take care of that. So A having, for example, 1, 2, 3 nana. B having some AB. How many relations exist from A to B means 2 power 6. How many relations exist from B to A? Different, no? That also 2 power 6. Okay, should take care of that. Okay, identity relation. So what is identity relation? I will show you. For example, A is given as 1 comma 2 comma 3. A cross A. We can write A cross A. Identity relations defined on a set itself. A cross A. We can't define identity relation on A cross B. That is another one. A cross A means what? 3, 3, 9 elements will get actually. 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3. Okay, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 3 comma 3. So among this you want to take a relation that is in this way. That such relation is called identity relation. Okay, identity relations are denoted by I. They will write I suffix A means identity relation on set A. IB means identity relation on set B. So R is identity relation if ordered pair A comma B belongs to R if and only if A equal to B. These two should be same. They should X component and Y component should be equal. Okay. For any other words, every element of A is related to itself. Such relation is called identity relation. Okay, universal relation. Just now explained. A cross A is called universal relation. Okay, students, universal relation. Let A be any set and capital R be a set A cross A. Then R is called the universal relation in A. Just now explained. No, A cross B. A cross B is a universal relation. Like that, A cross A is universal relation. The void and the universal relation are the of a set R respectively smallest and largest relations on it. This also explained. Illustrations. Okay. Inverse of a relation. This is important. Inverse of I will explain. I will explain. See here. For example, A cross B equal to. I will take example. We will get clear idea. A is given as an observe A comma B. B is given as 1 comma 2. What is A cross B? A comma 1, A comma 2, B comma 1, B comma 2. Take any subset of that say R1, A comma 1 comma B comma 2 for example, or A comma 1 comma A comma 2, no problem. Okay. So what I can say, R1 is a relation from A to B. What the domain of this relation? Domain is A, set A. Range, that is 1 comma 2. Okay. In this relation, if you interchange first component to second component to first to get a new relation, the new relation is called inverse relation of the given relation, and that is denoted by R1 power minus 1. So inverse we will read as inverse of R1. How will get inverse of R1? Just to even interchange 1 comma A and 2 comma A. This relation is called inverse relation. Just interchanging first component second component first. Find domain of this. Domain. What is the domain? 1 comma 2. What is the range? A. What happened? Domain of R1 is set A. Domain of R inverse is 1 comma 2. So range and codomains interchange. Domain becomes range becomes domain of inverse function. So this is the definition of inverse. So I want to write the definition here. Yeah. Okay. R is a relation. R is a subset of A cross B, and R is given as ordered pair A comma B such that A belongs to A comma B belongs to B. Then what is the R inverse? R inverse means inverse relation. Just you interchange B comma A such that A still belongs to A only, small b belongs to B only. This relation is called inverse of R. Again find its inverse. What happened? R inverse, whole inverse. Again find what happened. What happened? A comma B will get such that A belongs to A comma B belongs to B. What is the meaning of that? R inverse, whole inverse is nothing but R. Okay. So same thing what I explained is given here, Nana. Just go through this one. Okay. Yeah, see. Okay. What I explained now, all these things. Just now explained about relations. One thing observe, students. R is a relation on A means what is the meaning of this? R is a relation on A means R is a subset of A cross A. That is the meaning. R is a subset of A cross A. R is a relation on A means R is a subset of A cross A means R is a set of ordered by that can be taken from A cross A. Then only you can say that R is a relation on A. Okay. So actually what I told relation means a subset of Cartesian product. A and B are given, A cross B you can find. From this you can take some ordered pairs, set of ordered pairs. Say R1 is one of the set of ordered pair. What I am saying, R1 is a relation from A to B. A to B, these two are different. A to B, both are same. No need to say R is a relation from A to A. Simply you can say R is a relation from relation on A. Okay, that is the meaning of this word here, Nana. So sentence R is a relation on A means that R is a subset of A cross C. Okay. Yeah, students listen. Types of relations. There are several types. These are very important, Nana. Very important types. Okay. So first one is reflexive relation, symmetric relation, anti-symmetric relation, okay, transitive relation and equivalence relations. These five are very important. Among these five, okay, 1, 2, these four are very important. Reflexive relation, symmetric relation, transitive relation, equivalence relation. After that I can say anti-symmetric relation. Okay, I will explain one by one, important. Today I can't complete all, at least 2 I want complete today. Remaining I will explain in next class. Okay, so observe, students. So first one is types of relation. First one, reflexive relation. First of all I want to write a definition. The relation R on A is said to be reflexive if relation if ordered pair A comma A belongs to R for every small a belongs to capital A. Or another words, A is related to A for every A belongs to capital A. So if I write a definition like this, no one can understand what is the definition. So I will explain through examples now. The relation R on A is said to be reflexive if A is related to A. Okay, such relation is called reflexive relation. A is, see, observe here, A should be related to A. Such relation is called reflexive relation. Through example I will explain. Observe here, instead of this A, I will take a line L1. Here also L1 only, A to A only, no, L1 to L2. What should write here? Parallel. If we write parallel, L1 is parallel to L1. True or false? True only, no? Every line is parallel to itself. That's why parallelism is a reflexive relation. A relation R from A to A is said to be reflexive relation. So R L1 to L1. So instead of L1 between L2, you write perpendicular. L1 is perpendicular, L1 is wrong, no? Every line is not perpendicular itself. That's why perpendicularism is not a reflexive relation. Observe students, a relation R is said to be reflexive if they should satisfy this condition. A related to A related to A, or this only you can write as an ordered pair A comma A belongs to R. Both are same. A related to A or A comma A ordered pair belongs to R. Both are same. If a relation R is given as A related to A, such relation is called reflexive relation. Observe, L1 middle perpendicular parallelism is written. L1 is parallel to L2, true statement. That's why this relation parallelism is reflexive. So in between L1 and L1, both should same, no? Not A related to B here, no? A related to A. Reflexive means the relation should be itself. So L1 is perpendicular L1. Wrong statement, no? This one. Every line is not perpendicular itself. That's why perpendicularism is not a reflexive relation. I think now understood. 2 given, so greater than, 2 greater than 2, true or false statement? It is false. That's why greater than, not a reflexive. 2 less than 2, not reflexive. 2 equal to 2, reflexive. Equality, true, no? 2 equal to 2. That's why equality is reflexive. Parallelism is reflexive. Perpendicularism not reflexive. Greater than not reflexive. Okay. Now one more thing. Take triangle 1. Take this side also triangle 1. You want to write some relation between triangle 1 and triangle 1. Equality is right. Triangle 1 equal to triangle 1. True only, no? That's why equality is reflexive relation. Instead of this, you write congruency symbol. Triangle 1 is congruent triangle, true. Correct only, no? That's why congruency also reflexive relation. Okay. You write similarity. Triangle 1 similar to triangle 1. Every triangle is similar to itself. That's why similarity also a reflexive relation. Okay, students, observe here. Set A given, here set A given. In between them, a proper subset is written. Subset is written. A is subset to A. True statement only, no? That's why subset also reflexive relation. So what is observation? So observe, Nana. Reflexive relation means A related to A should satisfy. A related to A should satisfy. For every A belongs to that set. Okay. So what happened? What do you observe now? Greater than, not reflexive. Less than, not reflexive. Okay. Not equal to, not reflexive. These are not reflexive, but equality is reflexive. Subset is a reflexive. Congruency is a reflexive. Parallelism is a reflexive. Okay. Similarity is a reflexive. Okay. So what happened here? A perpendicularism, not a reflexive. Like that, you can define several relations which are reflexive. Okay. Now observe. A is given as 1, 2, 3, and R is given as 1, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1, 3. Is R is reflexive? This is the question, interesting question, important question. Example, important example. A is 1, 2, 3. R is given as 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3. He is asking, is R is reflexive? How to check? How to check? If ordered pairs are given, how to check? That is very difficult. You need to use definition. A should be paired with A only. For every A belongs to A. 1 should be paired with 1. Okay. 2 should be paired with 2. Okay. 3 paired with 3. Not there. No. 3 should pair with 3. That element should be not there. No. That's why given relation is not reflexive relation. In this way, you can check now. Observe here. A given as 1, 2, 3. R given as 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 1 comma 3. Now you need to check R is reflexive or not. How to check? You need to use definition. A comma A belongs to R. For every is important. No? For every A belongs to A. So for 1 comma 1 should be, 2 comma 2 should be, 3 comma 3 should be. Some extra also there. That is not big problem. Now I will reread the question. Okay, in this way you can say that given this is not reflexive relation. For example, they given like this, 3 comma 3 given. Now I can say that R is reflexive. 1 comma 1 is there, 2 comma 2 is there, 3 comma reflexive. Or also I can say identity relation also this one. R is reflexive as well as identity. Okay. Now if R is given like this, observe now, comma 1 comma 2 also given. See, in A 1 is there, 1 comma 1 should be okay. 2 is there, 2 comma 2 should be okay. 3 is there, 3 comma 3. Some extra elements are there, no problem. R is said to be reflexive. R is said to be reflexive, important. R is said to be reflexive. This is smallest reflexive relation, that's all. 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 is smallest reflexive relation. Now this is also reflexive, another reflexive relation. Okay. So checking reflexive is difficult. Checking the types is very difficult. Okay. I think I hope you people understood. No? So once again listen. A given as 1 comma 2 comma 3. We want to check this relation R1 is reflexive or not. So what should have R? 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 and some extra, that is not big problem. 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 should be there. We can say that it is a reflexive relation. Okay students, now I am concluding reflexive relation. Okay. So one more example I want to take. A equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 given. R is given as 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 2 comma 3 given. Here what happened? R is not reflexive. Why R is not reflexive? 1 comma 1 should be okay, 2 comma 2 should be okay, 3 comma 3 should be okay, 4 comma 4 not there, no? That's why it is not reflexive. 4 comma 4 and some more extra elements are there, that is not big problem. So you can say that it is reflexive relation. Okay. Smallest reflexive relation is nothing but identity relation.